Welcome back. Last time on our Create Mod world, we made this railway track factory powered by this steam-driven power station behind me. And in between episodes, I have started laying the track, although these two tracks are way too close together and I actually need to separate them out a little bit. And I haven't got all of the way yet. So we've got all the way along here and over there. We've gone down to a single track at that point, and I've kind of got lost in the trees somewhere. We've got to get all the way down here to our wood farm, and every time I make a bit of progress I then have to come all the way back again in order to get more tracks. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time here. I've got these backpacks here that we used last time to fetch lava, so I'm going to use those to fill them up with rails so that we can then do the whole thing and get all the way to the wood farm. It's going to take a while, but all I've got to do is keep that drawer topped up with cobblestone and this chest topped up with iron nuggets, and the machine will do the rest for me. While I'm over here and that's working away, there's a couple of other things I need to work on. So I'm going to need to make myself a mechanical crafter because I want to make some crushing wheels. In order to make mechanical crafters, I'm going to need some electron tubes, and for that I need rose quartz, and that means that, yep, I need to go back to the nether and get some more quartz because I've only got 10. The irony, of course, is I can actually make nether quartz, but I need the crushing wheels to do that, and, well, that's the thing I'm trying to make. Typical Minecraft. Now you might remember in the last video that anything Create related in the nether was rendering in a strange purple hue, and thanks to Cal Wants Pizza in the comments of that video who told me to disable the Better Fog mod, and that has made things appear as they should. Now last time I used my tunnel machine we went off in that direction and ended up mining through the bastion. It's over there. So this time I'm going to be a little bit smarter, and what I want to do is I want to go down in the world pretty much as far as I can, because up here my Y level is 61. So if I go and do a little bit of mining further down, we might get a chance of some ancient debris, which will be pretty useful later on. Okay, ladder acquired. Let's dig down and see where we get to. Okay. Well, my ladder shaft has brought me straight down into a pool of lava. It's a good thing I was mining 2 blocks at a time and not just mining straight down. Yeah, this could be awkward. But at least I'm getting some quartz. It's nothing a bit of gravel can't solve though. Okay, I've made it down to y equals 12, and if I have a look on the map we can see that I'm about to mine straight into the lava lake, but if I turn right and go this way and then turn right again and mine up that way, we should be okay. It might be a little bit cheaty, but having the map is so useful. I know this is going to hit some more pockets of lava, but hopefully not a massive lava lake for a little while, so let's set it going. Probably don't want to be dragged along with it though. Ah, no, that's lava.
Ouch, baby. Very ouch.
Well, okay, if I keep my distance, then we might be alright. We'll be able to just fill in the gaps as we go. And look, we've got some ancient debris up there already. Okay, now I've got a bigger problem because it looks like we have mined into a lava lake. Yeah, look, off it goes. It's found dry land, essentially the other side of lava, and it's going to keep going. I want to try and catch up with it before it gets to that next pocket of lava. Well, I'm way too late. It's made its way all the way through there. It's probably just going to keep going forever. I think I might have lost that drilling machine. Now, of course, what I should have done is put a whole load of deployers onto the contraption to line the walls as it goes along. And I think the only way I'm going to get it back is to make a separate contraption that's going to go along behind it and line the walls. So I'm going to make a whole load of deployers, and that means making a whole load more of this nether quartz stuff. I've been busy making deployers, and this is the contraption that I hope is going to rescue, well, my other contraption. So there's a whole bunch of deployers on the front, and all of those should be deploying cobblestone. Got some mechanical drills here that are just going to mine through the center bits of that. Then we've got some barrels which are full of cobblestone. The buckets of lava are there as furnace fuel for the furnace minecart. We've got a deployer that's going to just chuck some rails down there. We've got some rails in there to make sure it's going to go along. So because this is placing and mining cobblestone, that's actually going to take longer than mining the netherrack, which is mainly what the other one is going to be doing. So this contraption is going to be slower than the one we're chasing. So I just need to make sure I know where we are in the lava lakes. And when we're not in a lava lake, I pick up this contraption and run as fast as I can behind the other one. And maybe we'll be able to catch it. There's only one way to find out. And first we need to glue this thing together. Of course, this is only temporary because when we catch the other contraption, we'll then be combining the two things together. I just hope it works and that we do catch it. Let's find out. I can't believe I've done this. What a silly mistake to make. Here we go then. Pop the rail down here. Contraption down there. And off it goes. Oh, I didn't put down a thing to pick up the rail, did I? That's not going to be great. Back to the drawing board. Let's go. There we go then. An additional deployer on the front to make sure there's going to be a block up there. And a plough on the back to pick up the rails. That should be everything we need. Oh no, we've got the slimy flame boys to contend with this time. They don't seem too interested in me. Can I get past them? And that's working better. So looking at the map, we need to get to about that point there. Then we need to pick it up. And then get it to work again through that point there. And then hopefully we'll pick up with the machine. We don't know how far up it's going to go. We might be able to do this. Okay, I think I've reached far enough to break through here and try and catch up a little bit. That's a lot of cobblestone. Oh, and a lot of bouncy flame boys too. There's loads of lava on the other side. Oh, this is going to be torture. We're just going to have to fight our way through, I think. I'm getting stuck. Okay, I've made some new armor and I happen to still have some gold leggings, so we can get back in there. And I can hear you shouting, why didn't I use my shield? I don't know, I was just panicking. I should just be able to get all of my stuff out of my corpse though, and hopefully those bouncy boys will have disappeared too. We can hope. Oh well, so much for that idea. Okay, we have the stuff. Just need to make my way to the tunnel. Okay, there's lots of mobs there, and the other contraption has gone even further away. We're not going to do it at this rate, are we? Okay, so in an effort to make this thing go a little bit quicker and be a little bit more reliable, I'm switching out the cobblestone, so it's going to be placing dirt instead, and it's just going to be placing it in that formation as well as the 3 bits underground. And it's only going to be blocking a 2x1 tunnel for me to just run through, and that should make this a little bit quicker, maybe even catching up with the other one. But now I'm just switching out all of the cobblestone and I'm going to put dirt in there instead. But we're picking up blocks from where the other mining machine has left them behind. That's a good sign. There it is. I can see it. It's run out of fuel. We can get it. This is good. Oh no, it's still going. It's still going. Okay. It's so close. One machine's going to mine into the other. Okay, pick you up. And this one. And we can at least get our stuff back from that one. And while I'm here, it would be rude not to pick this thing up. Oh, there's another one. And now I've just got to run the gauntlet of mobs to get back home. Excuse me, coming through. Excuse me. Excuse me, don't mind me, just coming through. There we go. Well, that was quite easy. Well, if you remember, the mission was to try and get some quartz, and I did manage to get a single stack of it before the rest of my contraption got filled up with netherrack and other bits and pieces. But because I've had to dismantle both of those contraptions, now I need to make a decent one. Starting at the back and working forward, then I'm going to make sure we've got a scoop to scoop up our track. The track will go in along here. I'm using barrels as the body to give us even more storage. Okay, so after the plough, we've now got a little bit of a seat for me to sit on and a whole lot of barrels coming along here. This is where our minecart is going to go. In fact, let me get that in now. This is our deployer to deploy the rails. And we've got a whole load of drills, and then in front of that and around the sides we've got a whole wall of deployers, so this will always be placing blocks. And we're going to put a portable storage interface on there. That's the long way around. There we go. So that way we can automatically unload it into our storage. So now the new look contraption is all done, and it should be able to mine anywhere, even through a lava lake. And I guess there's only one way to really test it. Well, it's rich lava. And no, that's not good. Ah, no. So clearly didn't place its blocks up there, did it? Oh, okay. Maybe I should test it in the overworld instead. And after a little bit of testing in the overworld, what I've realised is the filters hadn't applied to the deployers. I had been using the clipboard to copy and paste the settings from one deployer to the next, and apparently that just doesn't work. So what I'm going to do is put a filter on each and every individual one of them the hard way, the long way round, and that should make sure things work. So it is working really well now. The only time it has a slight problem is when there is gravel in the ceiling, because then it's not going to be placing a block in the ceiling to fill in the gap. I'm not sure there's much we can do about that unless we put more deployers on the back to place more blocks after it's gone past, but that might be okay. So you might remember that we put a storage interface on our contraption this time, and a setup like this should do. So here's the other portable storage interface, a couple of item drains, there's our slave, and the trims are all linked up. All we need to do now is put some funnels on these. So a funnel going into there. No, that's going the wrong way. And a funnel on there. And that's brilliant. So that's emptying out from the machine. You can see those numbers hurtling down. The items are going straight across and into our storage. There we go, a little bit of decoration to make it look a bit better, and you can see it's actually stopped moving. There's a bit of cobbled deep slate just sitting there because we've run out of space in the storage, so I better go and make sure we've got a bit more capacity. Well, if you remember, that was a very long way round to getting enough rose quartz to make our mechanical crafters. We had to make a lot of rose quartz in order to make the deployers, but never mind, let's get some made again. There's my crafter in place then. I decided this was a decent place to put it. It's blocking out a couple of windows, but that's okay. And before I put an input and an output onto this, I'm actually going to change the power a little bit. I'm going to drop it down a level just to make things a little bit neater. Here we go then. So I've just moved everything along so that the gearbox is coming up behind the thing now. I just stick a cog on here and it's all working, and that can be hidden away. That means I can put my depot here, and then I just need to switch all the arrows around to make sure everything's going to come out there. So now I can make my crushing wheels. I'm going to make a separate little place for the wheels to go in around here. Here we are then. So this is the setup I've got for power. So the power's coming up through here into this gearbox, vertical gearbox of course, which then goes into these chain drives, and that makes sure that these are both spinning in opposite directions, which is what we want for the crushing wheels. So one there, one there. But to make sure I can easily transport items through the crushing wheels, I've moved the whole setup down a block, and I'm just going to use shafts to bring things up, and that way we can get some item drains in here for our item collection. 4 walls and a roof later, and we've got it looking half decent. And the reason we went through all of that pain of repairing my tunneling machine and then making the crushing wheels and all of that was to get hold of this stuff. Because if we want any trains on a railway, we're going to need train stations, and we're going to need train casings to make that. Train casings, we need sturdy sheets, and for sturdy sheets we need this powdered obsidian. So it was worth it. It wasn't just a random diversion. But there is one more thing I want to do before I set off to lay more rails, and that is to make my transportation a little bit easier. And we could go to the end, defeat the nether dragon and get some elytra and that kind of thing, but we do have jetpacks in this pack. Last time around I made a copper jetpack, which was okay, but this time I want to upgrade. I want a brass one. And actually I've probably got most of the stuff I need to make it. Need a steam engine, some brass ingots. Yeah, that's not too bad. Well, that's the recipe that we need. Let's hit the button. Okay, so my jetpack is made and it is fueled up. I've figured it out. So we will pop it on. And now I should just be able to fly around. Let's give it a go, shall we? Oh, yeah, look at that. So even if I do end up running out of track, I can just fly back. This is going to be great. Here I am at the wood farm, and we've got our tracks all the way here. So let me show you what we've got. We've got them both going along with gravel underneath because we need a bit of a track bed. And I've got a nice big gap in between here to put a platform for our station. And if I just follow it along, you can see we need to make some proper bridges and things. It's a complete mess at the moment. There's a lot of structures we need to get in. There's a tunnel that goes through this little hill over here. We need to sort that out because we've made a right mess of that hill. We need to make the tunnel look nice. Another bridge over here. But basically the tracks do now go all the way along. We've decided to cut the corner here. So instead of going along there and then along, we've just gone straight diagonally across here. So we've got another bridge to put in here. And then just a final bit to do, which is to put that one over here. Link that up. Like so. Obviously we need to build this up a little bit more. And yeah, we need to get a station in here and some points and signals and all of that kind of thing. But our track is kind of done. So obviously we've got to decorate it. We've got to get some trains actually running on it. Otherwise, what's the point? And yeah, lots of stuff still to do. But we're going to do that next time because, well, I've spent a lot of time in the nether doing stuff with drilling machines I didn't really intend to do. But yeah, so the trains and the decoration is going to wait for next time around. And I'll see you then. Bye now. Oh, look, I can go really high. Whee!